Dragon's Dogma 2 has 4 starting vocations and throughout the game 6 more advanced vocations. When I say vocations, I mean classes. The very good thing though, you can swap to any vocation during the game. It will cost you some currency, and there is another caveat to that I'll go into later. First, you get the 4 standard ones like Fighter, Archer, Thief, and Mage. There's timestamps in the description, so just jump to any class you would like to choose. Also tell us in the comments what you're actually going to play. Before I tell you what each vocation does, how do you even get the advanced vocation? There will be vocation maesters throughout the game, and you can interact with them, gain their trust, gain their approval, and in the long run, gain their vocation. Or, on top of that, some maester teachings where you get bonus hidden skills for your respective vocation. Fighter will be the bread and butter of your team. When I say team, we're talking about you as the Arisen, your main pawn, and then the 2 people you pick up throughout the world. Don't forget, you can swap these 2 people. So if you want to not play Fighter and your main pawn to not be Fighter, you can just at any point pick someone up to be your main Fighter. Focusing on sword and shield, and when we're talking Fighter, it's more this tanky character, being able to gain aggro, gain HP, hold the front line. But hey, as a fighter, you can also just crawl on top of the biggest monsters and stab them in their silly eyes, which is personally one of my favorite things about Dragon's Dogma, because who never dreamt of just, can I climb on the dragon and do dirty things to it? Not what you're thinking. Like stabbing in the eye. Not. Let's move on. The archer seems very basic. It is, well, an archer that shoots arrow at things. But there's one good thing about the archer and the fighter, and that is that the combat feels very visceral. It's like you feel the impact of your hits, you feel the impact of your arrows when you're shooting a gigantic griffin. You're really pestering him, you're targeting the weak spots. As the archer, you're responsible for, well, damaging the opponent, making sure that they only run around with 1 eye instead of 2 eyes, shooting into their legs so they fall over. The actual important cogwheel in the team that creates an opportunity for your allies to strike. The mage is not only a damage dealer, no, casting healing spells is also in their forte, or just buffing your friends with enchantments. But do not forget, damage spells is what you have, and they look so fantastic. Alone for the graphical component, I might simply play mage because it looks crazy what it can put down. Keep in mind, the more powerful your magic is, the longer an incantation takes. That's why you're making sure to have a fighter in your team to at least pull some aggro off you. Thief is speedy, daggers, dual wielding, consecutive strikes, zooming in, targeting weak spots, slicing the legs, and yes, probably jumping on the biggest monsters to just repeatedly stibbity stabbity stab. Yes, the fighter can do that too, but realistically, if you do want to be that guy that jumps on every monster and tries to murder it, then Thief is probably more for you, because the fighter should be grounded and getting hit in their face, while the thief does do the backstabbing and the backdooring. Don't forget, you're a thief in the end, so you can steal items from NPCs and enemies. Now to the more interesting part. That was the 4 standard classes that, again, you can choose as your main pawn, your main class, and then later swap into these advanced vocations. The first one is the warrior, not the fighter, the warrior. 2-handed weapons, swords, great hammers, everything. So when I said thief to jump on enemies, well, the warrior with a 2-handed sword, have your mage give you a burning sword enchantment, starting to slice and dice everything into pieces. Big, heavy hits that do a lot of damage. Next up, the sorcerer, Mage 2.0, where the mage casts a fireball, the sorcerer casts a meteor. When the mage casts a lightning strike, well, the sorcerer casts a lightning storm. Think about it, Magick in bigger, longer casting times, and just stronger spells. Needs you to set up more tactically though, as you're just slower, but hitting harder. Now I'll have to say the next one is probably what I'll pick. I'll start with an archer into Magick archer. Yes, sounds a bit uncreative, but you're essentially combining the mage class with the archer class, and now you have support skills, healing skills, well, pretty goddamn good spells that look quite beautiful, targeting all the weak points and hitting opponents hard. And as it is stated on the website, they can learn a custom skill that unleashes a devastating attack over a wide area in exchange of reducing their own maximum HP. But what is maximum HP when you're an archer and you just don't get hit, hopefully? Mystic Spearhand, probably the class everyone will play because it has a Darth Maul-like dual spear. It can blink into opponents, whirl it around, hit very hard, get magic bolts to throw out, can make a copy illusion of himself that hits together with him. Magic Spearhand is quite varied and fantastic. You like to do some magic, but you like to still be jumping on opponents, blinking into them. There's a griffin in the sky. You just hit him and then zip straight zoom up. Oh boy. Oh, you can paralyze enemies as well and hurl objects into them. They're like, yeah, you get everything. I'm excited. And this vocation is only available to you and not your main pawn. The same goes for the Trickster. And the Trickster is quite intriguing. It's using a weapon called the Censor. And, well, it's a Trickster, so illusions, bamboozling your opponents, making them attack their friends, and buffing your pawns beyond values imaginable. Kind of Thief 2.0, but without the Thief component and more like the, well, actually Trickster is perfectly the name for what you do. Lastly, the Warfarer, only available for the Arisen as well. And here it gets tricky, but very cool at the same time. It can use every weapon and different skills for Mage Vocation. That means you can respond to any situation how you feel like. You want to do Magic Archer shebang? Do it. Spearhand blinking around? No problem. Whipping out a two-handed weapon if there's more oomph needed? You get this covered. The Warfarer is really a jack of all trades. In order to make up for that, the base stats of the Warfarer is generally lower than the other classes to just not make it simply OP, even though despite that, they still sound pretty OP. Now, I told you there's a drawback to swapping vocations. And the thing is that when you're using a vocation, you're earning experience inside that vocation. You're earning discipline points that you're spending to deepen the vocation, to learn new skills, and so on. And if you then are swapping vocations, you essentially have to start leveling set new vocation up again. That being said, if this is the only thing that is holding you back, that doesn't matter at all, since you're playing this game to spend quite some time in the game. And if you truly don't like the actual vocation you choose, if you started a thief and it kind of stinks, or if you're a magical archer and that's also poopy, being able to swap to any vocation as you find the maester, as you do actually find the vocation, is just fantastic. Because who likes to get stuck? I mean, make a World of Warcraft character, right? Get max level and then notice it's actually boring at max level and you get to start from zero again. And that's going to be another like 50 hours to, yeah, it's a stinker. Thank you, Dragon's Dogma 2. Appreciate it. Tell me, what class are you going to choose? I'm looking very excited forward to this and giving you more coverage, more guides, more everything for Dragon's Dogma 2. And if you have bonus information, do add it in the comments below. I'm learning myself.